Hey YouTube, today we're going to chat about the hi-hat stand, specifically the clutch and the tilting mechanism. I get a lot of questions about the tilter, so we're going to get into that, but let's start at the top of the stand. Up top, if you didn't know what it was called, it's called the clutch, okay? It's called the clutch. And it is this part right here. The part with the wing nut that screws down onto the hi-hat rod so that it holds the cymbal and you can like open it and close it and get a nice chick sound. So this is the clutch. It's comprised of that wing nut. It's comprised of a locking mechanism. That's what this is right there, locking mechanism. A felt on top, a felt on the bottom, and then another piece to hold all of this together. All right, my particular hi-hat stand has another tension rod here to help it lock it down so that it never loosens. Some hi-hat stands, top line level hi-hat stands have them. Some mid and lower do not, unfortunately, but it's a money saving issue. I would tell you, if you can get one, get one. Matter of fact, you can get a cheap hi-hat stand and then go buy a clutch. Go buy a high level clutch. Doesn't cost that much. Definitely doesn't cost the same price as a high level stand. They work. They'll work on the rod. So I would go and do that if you don't have the bread for a more medium and up hi-hat stand. That's the way to do it. Now, with this, being in the school system, being in school systems my entire life so far, I have seen so many kids just not know what to do when this comes off of here. Okay. I have seen them put the cymbals. Remember, there must be two felts, okay? But the I have seen this go down and many times, many times, and no disses here, but I have seen this happen when students put the hi-hat cymbals together. It's like they forget there's a felt on the bottom, and they'll just make it look like there's one big gigantic felt on the top. They will put this through there. Oh, I know some of you pros right now are cringing that I'm about to do this to my hi-hat, but I'm not gonna play it. So hopefully there's not too much damage. But then they just take this metal part and screw it down all the way to the metal to hold it. No, you want felt on the top and felt on the bottom, okay? The cymbal should be held between two pieces of felt, okay? Two pieces. Okay, now I don't feel so bad now. We're gonna make this right. One thing, and not all stands have this, unfortunately. And I don't know if you can see it, and I'm hoping you can. I might hold it down here and see if it can lock in on this camera down there. Over here, you have threads so that bottom piece can screw up. But notice you have a flat part right here, a flat part. You want one of those. Now, cheaper hi-hat stands sometimes don't have that, and it's just the threads. The problem there is the threads will start doing damage to the hole up here. Okay, when they rub up and down, and they will rub up and down, they'll start doing damage, and your cymbal will do damage to the hi-hat stand too. So I would tell you, find one. Another reason to go buy a decent high level clutch is so that you have that. Where are we here? So that you have that spot. Smooth metal on smooth metal is not going to do much. You should be really pretty safe there, so keep that in mind. Also, some hi-hat stands come with a nylon, what do I want to call it? I can't even think of the term for it, but it's like a separate piece of nylon to protect your cymbal right around there. That's cool too. So on this, now I'm going to put my cymbal up here. Now, keep in mind, I want to talk about this locking mechanism that we got going on up top. It comes in two parts. Now, I'm going to try it over here to show you. You have this top ring, okay? And you have a bottom ring right there. Top, bottom. And The bottom ring closes down the felt onto the cymbal. The top ring locks it down, but how tight? That's something. So what I like to do when I get a brand new hi-hat stand or I got a new clutch or whatnot, what I like to do is loosen these all the way to the top. So I take that locking one, screw it all the way up. I take the next one, I screw it all the way up too, okay? Then is when I put my hi-hat on the cymbal, on the cymbal. When I put it on the stand, then I take my other felt, I attach it down, I take the screw on the bottom, and I screw it all the way down. Doesn't need to be tight, just needs to be secure, okay? I screw it all the way down. Now on this particular one, like I said, I have this tension rod, which will help make sure that it doesn't loosen on me. So let me lock that down. Whoa, sorry about that. Let me lock that down. Then is when I figure out how tight I want the felts. I screw that all the way down, and look how much play I got there. Plenty of play. Now what I'm gonna do is, hopefully I can get it in here, maybe I can, yes. Now I'm gonna screw this down, just the bottom one, get that top one out of the way, and kind of get it where I like it. Hope you can see that over there. Kind of get it where I like it. All right. And I like some play. I like a little bit of play. That might be a little loose for me, but yeah, there we go. Then, all right, let's get in there. Then is when I screw down the top ring to lock it into place. Okay? And now that's locked into place. The cymbal still has some give. And I'm happy with that, okay? This is locked down, that's locked down. There's a little bit of give there, okay? And then I apply it over here. Now, you might be asking, well, how much give should I have? That is completely up to you. Like I said, I've seen some professionals that have really, really wavy cymbals. Like it's hardly even on the stand. And I've seen some that were really, really clamped down. And as much as I am a person that thinks it should be right in the middle, the looser one does less damage than the incredibly tight one. The tight one, all of a sudden you could start, if it's so locked down and you're a heavy hitter, you're gonna start wearing through your cymbals. There's gonna be cracks showing up at some point. So keep that in mind. But it's really up to you. It's a trial and error. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different feel. Everyone has a different style. You know, there's jazz, there's rock, there's country, there's fusion. Everyone's got something different. You got to find the one, it's like trial and error. You got to find the one that is right for you, for the situation that you're in, okay? So keep that in mind. Everything I do, I just like it right in the middle. It seems to work the best across the board with all the different things I do. So that's what I would tell you. Okay, underneath, we have this thing called the tilter underneath. Okay, so hopefully you'll see in the other video, camera right there, that there is a tilter underneath. Now, if I raise my cymbals up, you're gonna see that that bottom cymbal is tilted. And some of you might go, wow, that thing's violently tilted. And others might go, it's not tilted enough, and things like that. Why do we tilt the cymbal? Why do I want that tilted? Well, it helps get a better, more articulate chick sound when you play with your foot. Okay? And when you splash it too, it helps that one cymbal is probably gonna hit the other one and give you that kind of cool. Okay? Now, if I were to take that away, okay, and flatten the cymbal out, notice it's just got a rod that pushes up on the bottom cymbal, okay? So now, if I were to flatten this out all the way, cymbal's flat, the sound, you're not going to get such an articulate chick sound. You're going to kind of get a thing where air is trapped between the two. Sure, there's going to be metal. Sure, there's going to be some chick, but it's going to be kind of woofy. Can you hear that? There's a chick sound, but there's a lot of air in there. Now, if I start to turn it back the other way and get a nice angle on it, and again, how much angle is up to you. What do you like? Okay, what's the sound you like to get? Totally up to you. I kind of like it there. Do you hear that? More chick sound. As far as, like I said, it is totally up to you. It's totally up to you what type of sound you want. You need to experiment with that. Lastly, and I wasn't really going to talk about this, boy, English. How high should you set your hi-hat stand? Again, where is it based on you? When you're sitting at your drum set, I like mine above the snare drum, and I don't mean over it, but I mean higher than the snare drum, because I got my snare drum hand down. You know, if I had sticks in my hand, which I do now, my snare drum here and my hi-hat here, and it keeps it, it helps to keep it out of the way of each other. Okay. Is it super high? No. I've seen guys that are like way up here, you know, the hi-hat's like almost face level. It's not for me. I've seen guys that have it totally even with the snare drum, like Simon Phillips, I believe, has his hi-hats even with the snare, and I believe Tama Drums makes a special stand for him that kind of tilts it back. It kind of looks like it's angled like his snare drum, and he likes it even because he plays open-handed. If I were to play on his kit, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'd have to like do this type of motion to get to the hi-hat past the snare drum. If you're an open-handed player, fantastic. Make it the same height as the snare drum. I'm not. So I have mine up, you know, to a place where my snare drum's where I want it, and the hi-hat, my hand comes down and it feels real good. Either I can play up here, I can play on the tip, you know, raise my arm a little bit. That's how high I like to have it. Again, trial and error, folks. Find out what works for you. All right. Well, that's it for today's video. Real short, simple, to the point. If you've got any questions, please put them down in the comments section. Also, do you like to use, put this in the comment section, do you like to use the tilter? Are you a person that wants to keep your cymbal flat, or do you like to use the tilter? The other is, how loose? Can you explain to me how loose your top hi-hat is, your top cymbal? Is it real wavy, or is it clamped down, or are you like me and you keep it right in the middle? So, if you like what I'm doing, folks, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video, that'd be cool. Hit the bell so you don't miss any content. And until the next time, hope you have a great start to your 2025, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.